All right, happy full moon eve. It's also Walpurgisnacht, the day before May Day, and turning of the wheel once again. But today we're going to discuss the full moon coming tomorrow, and this is going to be in deadly Scorpio. So let me just give my glasses a quick cleaning here. It's almost Friday. But do go into this weekend with some precaution. That's the word I'm looking for. Go into this weekend with a little precaution. Err on the side of caution. Stay out of crowds. All right. So yes, we have a full moon in Scorpio. It's going to be at 11 degrees. This is happening on May 1st, tomorrow at 1:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now, this is also called the flower moon. It's called the corn moon. It's called the milk moon, just depending on one's culture. Every culture calls it something a little differently. Now, this is a time when nature is in full bloom. It's a time of abundance and fertile with gifts. We accept this with abundance with thanks and gratitude to Mother Earth and Gaia. And remember to be in the moment with nature with this energy. This day is also Beltane, or May Day, from the Gaelic Fire Festival, which marks the midway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, celebrating the return of warmth, fertility, and life. The term originates from Old Irish, interpreted as bright fire, or sometimes is associated with the deity Belenus. Hope I'm saying that right. I could say a lot more on this topic, but the veil is also thinner around this time. It's kind of like a second Halloween in some ways. So just, the veil is thin. Now, this moon will be infused with tons of sexual energy and Plutonic energy, both positive and negative. Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house, and it rules the reproductive organs, its sexuality, its investments, its taxes, its corporate money, its insurance, its medicine, morgues, occult, witchcraft, the underworld, it's police, CIA, FBI, DOJ, it's ICE, it's the mafia, and investigations, especially paranormal. Anytime we go into Scorpio moons, it's usually my paranormal investigators that have a lot of activity going on. Plus, it's Beltane, so the veil is even thinner. Now, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of life, death, rebirth, transformation. And I've always said this, I say it again, there's two kinds of Scorpios in this world. The ones who soar like an eagle of the zodiac, and they excel in investigation, science, metaphysical knowledge, occult knowledge, medicine, investments, and will always have a keen eye for spotting a liar. And then there's a second type of Scorpio that is the lizard. These souls thrive on revenge, jealousy, hate, and sometimes substance abuse. So with all that being said, soar like the eagle, my dear Scorpios, because this is your full moon. Now, with Mercury entering Taurus, dignified, it will be wise to budget and plan within the world of finances. It's also advised to keep a close eye on your bank accounts and credit cards for fraud. You want to check your paycheck stubs too. A double square on May 4th and 5th between Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, and Pluto will bring major issues with money. There's a very destructive, warlike behavior here. I'm a little concerned about this, so just be aware of that, the 4th and the 5th. It's going to get ugly, I think. The Mercury square will bring very harsh words, tactlessness, cruelty, and can even lead to deadly outcomes. So you've been warned on this. Watch your mouth, watch your tone. because it could be a death sentence for some people, especially if they don't have any grace or tact when speaking to others. Some of my family members come to mind in this scenario. Now, it's going to be all the fixed and water signs that feel this moon's energy strongly, but all souls born with a sun, a moon, an ascendant, or a dragon's head or tail, that's the north and the south nodes of the moon, will feel it the absolute strongest. Now, Mercury does enter Taurus on May 2nd, and you could go and read all about that. I'm not going to cover it here. But it does rule the banking industry, its wealth, its money, its possessions. And so a lot of people will have their conversations will be all about this. This placement also rules the arts and massage, the beauty industry, aesthetics, cosmetics. So this placement will always stimulate anything related to beauty, money, arts, and even in sales, things like that. Now, Mercury enters Taurus on May 2nd. Moving on. We're done with Mercury and Taurus. We have Scorpio. I'm going to read your forecast, Scorpio. I'm not doing a live today. I have a lot of readings I've got to finish, so I'm a little under pressure this week. But Scorpio, this is your moon, and you can either roll with it or face wake-up calls and secrets to come to light within your world. Now, this moon sits right on you, the first house of self, soul's purpose, appearances, first impressions, and beginnings. One thing I have learned about Scorpios is that drama always seems to find them. Even if they aren't even looking for it, it finds them. It's like a drama radar. Scorpio. There you go. And I've heard a lot of other Scorpios say this. And it's really all a part of your celestial DNA ruled by Pluto. Scorpios always have two choices. And I've said this before, be the eagle of the zodiac and rise above it, or be the snake or the lizard and fight, drink, do drugs, create drama, fuel jealousy and resentment, and spread lies. I know a lot of Scorpios like that. I also know a lot that are the eagle. So the Mercury Sun Cazimi, this is a conjunction. This is a big one. And I was debating on whether I was going to share it, but why not? On May 14th is going to grace your 7th house of unions and partnerships, Scorpio. This event can bring a lot of strong mental energy. It's good and supportive partners, and good ideas will flow freely. Where am I? It's a strong mercurial frequency of energy that will bring happiness. Now, these next few weeks are really to regroup, recuperate, ground, and spend time with those you love. I did not put this in the newsletter, but it is all the water signs that do feel this energy strongly, especially Scorpio. So, positive transformations are ahead, but you want to use this moon's energy, Scorpio, to clear, cleanse, and banish the negative. Rid yourself of what no longer serves your greater good. Getting to the water, that's what, if you can't get your feet into the water, you're a water sign. So when it gets stressful, all water signs, I don't care if you're Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, you do regenerate with water, whether that's just going to the ocean and hearing the waves through audio, or getting out there on the sand and letting your feet actually touch the water and the sand. Run a bubble bath, take a salt shower, do something that is water motivated. You got this, Scorpio, but get to the water, okay? Now, this full moon will bring deadly outcomes for many souls, unfortunately. The energy's already here, but the zenith of it has not arrived yet. The Plutonic phase will be in full effect this weekend, and this will bring dramatic events and headlines. There's possibility of cyber attacks are common. This is where fraud, theft, sex crimes, murder, and all sorts of violence can prevail. You want to steer clear of crowds if possible. You also want to steer clear of strange or unfamiliar places that you've never been, because Not everyone will have your back, and their intentions could be very sinister. This energy is fueled by nefarious souls that come out of the woodwork. So just a warning. Now, something shocking might and can unfold around the 8th of May. Uranic energy is in full swing, and the energy is all about Mother Earth, as she might decide to stretch herself with an earthquake, but this also is eruptions or insane weather patterns. It's aeronautics, space, UFO news. It's very common now. This is also where Asia makes headlines in some ways. It's discoveries, it's the strange and the bizarre, it's innovations. This is also where Italy and France can make the news as well. This is also where electrical issues can bring problems too, since Uranus rules electricity. So we will all benefit. I'm going to leave this last. We will all benefit from that Mercury Cazimi on May 14th, even though it's in a waning moon phase. This will infuse a very strong mercurial charge of energy where ideas can flow and conversations are going to be very loving, very happy, friendly, energized, probably incredibly beneficial too. So there's that. That's some really nice energy on the 14th, just a few days before the new moon, which is on the 16th, which is in Taurus. My understanding from a friend of mine who is a astronomer said it's a supermoon, Linda. I go, okay. It's a supermoon. And I am going to leave you with a tarot card. So, and I am working with the Hermetic deck. And I'm going to shuffle here. I should have had this done earlier. It's okay. It happens. All right. And we have the Prince. I'm working with the Hermetic deck, so it's a little different. Just consider this is the Princess of Swords, which is pretty much the same as the Page of Swords. And anytime you're dealing with this card, this is kind of, if you look closely at the card, it's a half combination of, I'd say, Minerva and Artemis in some ways. This is a very much a graceful card. It's vigilance. It's there's cleverness here, and especially in the material world, when we're dealing with the material world, this is where we can benefit from some of the cleverness and how, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word. Hold on. There's grace here. It's a quality of being delicate. You show that hand of being delicate, or even hard to read. This is more of a delicate, more under the radar kind of energy than direct. So this is for the world at large. And I know that there's a big protest tomorrow that could have something to do with it. It could just mean that our government doesn't really realize what the American people are made of. And there's going to be some interesting things coming in the next couple of weeks. Feel free to join my Patreon, patreon.com/astrostrega. I just finished the entire May forecast for Patreon. That's actually a $10 tier because I put a lot of work into it, but I pulled 5 cards, 4 to 5 cards for the month, take you through the entire month. But something, I even pulled an oracle card the other day in regards to this, and it was the action card, and it was all about us taking action on something. So who knows what that is? Okay, that could be a multitude of things, but it is short and sweet today because I am finishing up a bunch of readings. But I am wishing all of you on YouTube a very blessed full moon. Be safe out there. And I leave you with this. Energies outside are going to be ugly, ugly, ugly. Make your home your fortress of safety. Make it your magical kingdom, your magical world of a safe space. And you shall get through this just fine, okay? Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.